Our guests today are Nicholas Warner, a senior at UMass Amherst, majoring in natural resource conservation, and Ryan Warner, a sophomore at UMass Amherst, majoring in psychology. You're both affiliated with the MBCC, Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition. And what is the MBCC?
So the MBCC stands for the Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition. Basically, it's an organization that focuses on preventing breast cancer by trying to stop the use of harmful chemicals that is linked to causing breast cancer.
They do a lot of study on the environmental causes, whether that be through the links through like foods, soil, water, air. And the big thing that is different from other breast cancer organizations or from the cancer industry in general is that the cancer industry focuses on the early detection, the cure of it, instead of focusing on the prevention. And that's what MBCC focuses on, because they want to prevent future generations from getting this disease.
So they're not, from what you're saying, they're not really affiliated with like the pink ribbon
No,
or
they're not at
anything
all.
like that. No.
Right.
Okay, so they're just focusing on the prevention part of it.
Yeah, that's more of the commercialization of breast cancer epidemic.
So what's your personal story with the MBCC? How did you guys get involved with that?
So it was about 3 years ago. Nick and I and our younger brother Kevin were working for DCR, which is the Department of Conservation and Recreation, as lifeguards. And the executive director of MBCC, Cheryl Osimo, reached out to DCR and asked if they could spare some lifeguards for an event in Brewster for like an aquathon, a run. And they needed lifeguards in the water to just keep watch on everyone and make sure it was a safe event. So out of all the guards they contacted, the three of us stepped up as well as a couple others. And we kind of went to the event really not expecting much. And when we got there, everyone was just so receptive of us. They loved having us there. It was a lot of fun, even as lifeguards. They put us out on kayaks, and we got to paddle around and kind of keep an eye on everyone. And even in the water, people were like cheering us on, even though we weren't even racing. They were like constantly saying, "Oh, thank you for being here." And ever since that event, we've just kept going every year. And now we're doing their other event in Hopkinton, which both of them are a lot of fun.
Now we are their 3 go-to lifeguards.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm.
And
we don't even work for DCR anymore. Cheryl just reaches out to us personally and invites us every year, and we've been going for the past 2 years without working for DCR.
wow, so you guys have been affiliate or a part of the MBCC for the past 2 years?
3 years now.
3 years
Yeah.
now.
And
Wow.
2020 will be our 4th.
Wow. You guys look forward to
Yes,
it?
we
Yes,
do.
it's a lot of fun every time.
So, other than those events, are there any other events that you help them cover, or is it mostly just those?
Just those 2 events.
Yeah, we started out just doing Brewster, and then just last year they invited us to go work Hopkinton, and we're gonna do both this year again.
Why is the MBCC important to you guys? You aren't affiliated with the DCR anymore. That's pretty big that you now just are affiliated with the MBCC. So why is it so important to you guys?
Well, breast cancer is an epidemic. And in fact, Massachusetts was the first state to declare it as an epidemic. And to be a part of an organization and to volunteer for an organization that really focuses on the prevention which is critical, is really important to me, especially since in Massachusetts, especially along the coast, there's been found that there is a link between the water and chemicals, especially PFAS, that have been found in that area, and the amount of women who get breast cancer in that area. And so since it's an epidemic, it's really important that we target the prevention of this. And I think that's the big reason that we're involved. It's a cause that we care for.
Yeah, it's also like a big community event. Everyone there is just, it's like people coming together and just working together for one cause. It's always a lot of fun, even despite what some of the women and men that are going through with breast cancer. All the survivors there, they're all just trying to have a good time and help raise money for a good cause. So it's always just a lot of fun, a very supportive community.
Nice. So that leads into the next question that I was going to ask. So the MBCC puts on these events. Why should people go to this event? What makes it different? What makes this event so great?
I think part of that is it comes from just the cause. This is such an important cause, and unlike a lot of other breast cancer organizations, instead of going to look for a cure or do more research into it, it's doing research in how to prevent it from even happening in the first place. If we can work and figure out why we're getting it and stop it from happening in the first place, we wouldn't have to spend as much money and focus on trying to create a cure. And then also just like the people that come and support us there. There's a lot of people I know. There's a radio station that comes there, and the DJ's been working with us for the past 4 years, and he's always having a good time. He competes in the race and just builds up a lot of support with everyone there.
These events also just promote exercise and healthy living, which is important.
Wow, sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. So you've touched on this a little bit, but I want to circle back a little bit. What is your role with MBCC? Are you guys just really used for lifeguarding and volunteering with these events, or do you do other things? What is your role with the MBCC?
We're strictly lifeguards, but we also kind of help with setting up. We usually get there pretty early before the event starts, and we help bring all the kayaks down for not only for us to go out in the water and watch the swimmers, but also for other people competing in the kayaking event. We just help move all that stuff down, help move it back up. But most of the time we're out on the water for like 3-4 hours just going through each event, because there's 3 different swims. There's one a part of the aquathon, which is a swim, then a run, and then there's just a 1 mile swim, there's a half-mile swim, and then lastly there's the kayaking race.
There's also the stand-up paddleboards.
Stand-up paddleboard.
Which are really fun to watch too.
Yeah. Do a lot of people fall off with those? I haven't tried that, but I feel like I would fall off. It looks like it's a little
We
tough.
have seen a few falls.
Most people are pretty experienced, but yeah, there are a couple of falls in the water. Most times they just get right back up on the board and get going again.
That's good. That's good.
Well, another thing, I guess, is if you want to go to the event, but you're not certain if you want to participate in the actual any of the actual events. I know MBCC always needs volunteers to help set up, help break down, help run the races. We also always need more lifeguards. So if you want to just show up to the event and volunteer, that would be awesome.
And how, if someone would want to volunteer, do you know how they would get in touch with the MBCC?
Through the website, absolutely.
mbcc.org/swim.
Perfect. So we've touched upon the different activities that go on with the event. Is there anything else within the event that people can look forward to when they go there?
Well, I believe anyone who participates in the race gets a race shirt, and since we volunteered every year, we're the lifeguards, they actually give us some of the shirts they have left over, and every time the shirts are just really cool to have. They're nice, like kind of memorabilia for each event. They release a different one every year, so that's another cool thing to look forward to. Also, they have free vendors there.
Lots of sponsors.
Yeah, lots of sponsors. There's food there for people during the race. Of course, there's the DJ who's constantly playing music, and there's just a lot of other things there. I don't know.
And as a runner and swimmer myself that likes to participate in these events, it's also really cool that they have timed events. So you get a timer and you attach it to your bib. So that's another cool part of the event.
Nice. So you guys also participate in some of these events too?
Not in the ones actually by MBCC, but I think in the future I will.
We usually we have to be out there the whole entire time, because they run each race right after the other, and almost all of them have some aspect in the water. But yeah, like Nick just said, it is fun because they have some races that are competitive, and then they have some races that are more of like the casual, like the kayaking, the paddleboard, and then the half-mile swimmer is just a very casual, get out in the water, see what you can do, and just have fun.
People of all ages join this event. Mm-hmm. So like you said, we have the recreational for people who aren't very strong swimmers, and of course, plenty of lifeguards are there to make sure that everyone is safe. Yeah. And that is our job with this.
I think we're happy to report that it's in the past 3 years we've worked there has been a single incident.
No injuries.
Yeah, no injuries at all.
You guys have a clean record. That's awesome. Nick and Ryan, thanks a lot for being on our show today and sharing with us all this really fun information. I'm sure that it's going to be another great event this year. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.